is it called Greedy Chronicles? Because I like to eat your food, my food, his food, go cook food, pick up food. Greedy Chronicles.
Hey guys, welcome back to Greedy Chronicles. And look at your chef's apron. Yes, yes, yes. Tell me guys what you like about it. Look at that. Greedy Chronicles. I put it on and Joshua says, Chef Mommy. Alright guys, today we are making meatloaf, vegetables. Here's the egg for my meatloaf. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do potatoes or I'm going to stick to yellow rice. Sorry, I'm not going to really be in the footage because I am comfortable in my bonnet and I don't want to be on camera like that. But let's get into it. Okay, ladies, so I'm doing a family pack of yellow rice. So I have 4 cups of water currently boiling. This is the ground beef that I'm using from Kirkland. We get this from Costco's, and this is the size that I'm using. I want to say this is, 1.34 pounds. I will be adding the egg, onions, peppers, a little bit of breadcrumbs. And not much because it'll stiffen it, as well as some other seasonings. But let's just get going. Adding this much butter to my water. I just know how much I need. I don't actually measure the oil. I'll also be adding some onions and a little bit of accent just for a little bit of enhancement. Once it gets boiling, I'll add the rice. Right now, we're going to go ahead and prepare the meat. Okay, the water is boiling, so I go ahead, I add in all of my rice. Doing everything one hand. I add in this much onions. Notice they are bite-sized pieces. I don't like when they're minced, and I'll rake the rest out. Then I add a little accent just for a little more flavor. It does come flavored, but not just quite the way I like it. And then I'm going to add a little more garlic for that enhanced flavor for that yellow rice, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead, stir all of that up and let it boil for a full minute. And then I turn it all the way down to about 3 on my stove top. And I have this type of pot. I will turn it so it seals, and that way the steam is not coming out. So we could set that and forget it for a minute, and we're gonna move on. Alright ladies, so we're back. Here's the ground beef, the bell pepper, which is green pepper, some onions, and I've already cracked the egg. I'm swapping out the onion gravy mix. I opened the wrong thing. I am going to add beef onions by Linton. That is going to go in here for flavoring. Give me one moment. Let me get it all the way open. So I'm pouring that in there. And you can see the bits of onions in there. That just adds another taste for you. Then I'm going in with some garlic, and then I will mix all of this up. I don't like too much garlic on beef. Here's a little bit of Slap Your Mama. Not a whole lot because the baby will be eating, so we don't want to make it too hot. Here is Nature's. That I do put a decent amount, but that's it. And that before I put in was my onion powder. So now I'm going in with my garlic powder. Sorry, a little bit before I said I didn't want to put too much garlic, and it was actually onion powder. So here we're going in with our black pepper, just a tad bit because of Joshua. And then we're going to go in with some accent, which is more flavoring. Not a whole lot. Okay, I'm done with that. And lastly, I'm going to add some Italian seasoning. It gives such a great restaurant taste, like you went out and got it gourmet. So not a whole lot comes out. Okay. So there we go. So now I'm going to go put on my gloves, mix this all up, and then I will show you, give me one moment, how I actually form it and put it in here. forget to add a little bit of my breadcrumbs. That helps hold it together along with the egg. Not too much or it will stiffen your meatloaf, okay? Now I'm going to go ahead and get everything mixed up. Here's the meatloaf all made up. Just notice I kept it at a nice thickness throughout so that you're able to get nice sized pieces throughout, not just, you know how it thins out over here, and not too thick or it'll be more like a huge meatball. So right now I'm getting ready to open my gravy. I have 2 cans of the Campbell. This is the only kind of gravy that I use, and that's the other one. So I'm going to put 1 can on immediately, and this can is going to be able to go on after it's actually done, and then you let it cook in there, because remember, this is going to create a lot of oil, so you'll lose the base of your gravy. I'm literally going to just base some gravy on here rather than pour it on, and I'm going to use one of these, okay? And also I want to show you, if you don't know how to use this type of can opener, I know everyone has different types. Let me show you really quick, just in case you are avoiding buying it because maybe you don't know how it operates. It's actually improved more than the other one that you crank. So let me show you that. So you put it in firmly, right, and latch it in. So it needs to, this is bearing right there. You're going to put the weight on there, and then you begin to turn, and it's going to appear as though nothing's happening, but it's actually separating the top from the can. And it's actually better than the you know, the ones we had back in the day where they just, you turn, and then it just let me make sure it's still connected, okay, and it actually has these rough ridges. This actually, it creates a cap, so look how I'll be able to lift it right off. Hold on, I don't think it finished cutting everything. That's one problem. I don't remember where I started. Let me see, because I can tell. Okay, right here. So you have to keep your pressure on it so that it's actually down in there. Okay, let's see. Somehow this is not grasping how it used to. I don't know what happened. Feels like it's stripped a little bit, but let me see if I could get it on there for you guys to grip it enough just to pull it off so you can see how it lifts it. But it normally lifts all the way off. There's a portion that's it's not grasping. I think because the pan is actually the can was dented over here, so it couldn't get a good grasp, but it lifts right off and you could put it back on. Okay, so I'll let you see me baste it just a little bit. I'm not going to use all of it because I know that I'll lose a lot of it from the oils that the meatloaf is going. So that much is left, about half. And I'm just going to dab it in. Just so that this flavor is cooking into it, but it's really going to be topped off once it is actually done, because the oils will literally take away like all of your gravy. You'll be like, I don't want to, and some people don't like to eat a whole lot of oil in their stuff. So, and just get a good amount around there. And then we're going to go ahead and place, do your edges too, ladies. We're going to go ahead and place some aluminum foil over it and throw her in the oven, and we'll have my pot ready for my veggies. Okay, so it is in the oven, and we are going to set our timer for, I'm going to do, let's just do 30 minutes, and I'll check it before that and put the rest of the gravy on there. Oh, and I am cooking it at 395. I'm opting to go with these stir-fry veggie blends today because we're trying to finish them up and we have this much left. So I'm going to add those. Here are my nice sized biteable pieces of onion. The water, I had the water warming up. Gonna go ahead and put that much butter in there. Try to use your wooden spoons. Even if I happen to grab a metal one, I I generally try to make sure I don't scrape the bottom of it. And then I'm gonna go ahead and throw my onions in, and then I'll get my my veggies in. It came out in a hunk of frozen veggies, so I'm just going to put the lid on and let that dissolve, and then I will add my seasonings to it, which is just going to be accent, do a little accent, a little nature's, and a little garlic, as well as a little bit of Italian seasoning, and a tad bit of basil. But I'm going to go ahead and let that, I have it on 4 because I don't want it to boil and the bottom to cook. And I come back and forth and move it around, like try to toss it so that my onions and the veggies at the bottom don't overcook. So we'll let that happen. I'm gonna get a fork and fluff up my rice, and then it's too soon to look in on my meatloaf because it's not even been going. It's just like 7 minutes that it's been in there. Okay, veggies are coming along. You can start to see color in there because I flipped them over. The rice is just about ready, and so I'm going to go ahead and have me a little glass of wine. My little wine area. I got this wine stopper from my girlfriend, Simply Tunica, and my favorite little wine right now is Stella Rosa Black. So I'm going to have some, and it's so easy, just pops off. I love it. I'm just gonna enjoy me a little sip. Even Jesus had wine, right? So that's enough, and I'll sit and enjoy my baby boy until the food makes a little progress. Cheers. Okay, the rest of the gravy's in there. This is also going to serve as the gravy for your rice, so you want to, you know, have enough, and you don't want it to be primarily oil, so that's why I put a lot of it in there. And it's in there, and we're going to let it finish cooking like that, and then I'll turn it on broil once I feel like I want to go ahead and get a nice coating on it. I've pretty much kept the kitchen clean the entire time, washing all of the stuff. You see this is dry. It's dry already because I wash all the stuff as I go. I want to, and see, counters are clear. The island is clear. All I have is my glass of wine. This is going to cover my aluminum foil is going to cover my meatloaf when it comes out. So I'm going to go sit down and enjoy the rest of my wine, ladies. The rice is off. I'm just letting the remainder of the heat, you know, just finish it up, but it is good to go. This, I'm allowing some of the liquids to boil out and evaporate. They are still on the crispy side, and I don't want them to get terribly soft, so I took the lid off and I turned the heat up, and then it's perking away, doing good in there. And then in a moment I will turn it on high for broil. Okay, the alarm's going off, so I'm going to go ahead, turn it off, and then turn it on to broil high and start it. So let's take a look at, oh yes, it's looking good. That is looking good already. So I will let that go ahead and broil for a little bit. These are done, and I have turned them off and everything. Yep, still got a little bit of firmness to it. Don't want it too soft. And I'll go ahead and cover it down since I turned the heat off. So, and we're just waiting on our meatloaf to broil. Okay, the food is done, the meatloaf. So now I'm getting ready to actually fix the plates, and presentation is very important to me. So this, let me show you one of my little tricks for it looking nice on the plate. I get a glass. Now this is a oversized one, but you want to get something small if you don't want that much rice. But my husband likes a lot of rice, so I'm going to put the rice in there. I pack it down, and it's going to form the shape of the rice. And you have to pack it, and then you will flip it upside down on the plate, okay? So just getting a good amount in there. Gonna pack it like so. Let me go ahead, and close it up. And we're going to plate his first, and then we will let you good people go and let me know if you try anything. And so I'm packing it in. And I'm going to give it just a moment just to make sure it doesn't, you know, it's not too loosey-goosey and falls out of place, because you want to, you know, make sure it actually comes out. Meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and pull the meatloaf out for you all, because it is piping away. It's perfect. We have enough gravy for our rice. Oops. Take a look at that. Can you see that? Take a look at that. And then we're going to go ahead and I sliced it all up, and then I just go ahead, pour some gravy so it gets all in between there. Okay, there is the piece of meatloaf there, smoking. Here is our cupped rice. We're going to place it right next to it and give it a little tap so that it'll... So you want to use a less, you need a more shallow cup. But look at that. Perfect. Let me let you see that. So if you're having dinner guests over, try to form this. Look at that. Nice hunk of rice. There's your meat. We're going to add our veggies, and then we're going to add our gravy to our rice. And there you have it. Another fine plate. There's your wine. Here is your yellow rice, nicely packed. There is your meatloaf with gravy. There are your vegetables, and they're not overly cooked. Thank you guys for joining me for another version of Greedy Chronicles. We'll see you on the very next episode. Bye.